This is Shockwave News Live. You can find me online at shockwavenews.com and, of course, twitter.com/shockwavenews1, Spreaker.com/Shockwave News, and, of course, right here on Anchor. That's Anchor.fm, Anchor.fm/Shockwave News. Like, share, subscribe if you like this podcast. I'd love to have your opinion. Let me know down in the comments section. What do you think? All right, today's news comes from the Gateway Pundit. That's thegatewaypundit.com. This is titled July 7th, 2020. And this is from thegatewaypundit.com. The headlines are: Radical Democrat Rep. Ilhan Omar calls for dismantling of the U.S. economy and political system. So I don't know how much you guys know Ilhan Omar, the Democrat from Minnesota. She's a radical Democrat. She's a Muslim radical Democrat. This crazy Marxist lawmaker called for capitalism to be destroyed in the name of social justice. Well, isn't that special? Okay, and she goes on to say here in the article via the Gateway Pundit, as long as our economy and political systems prioritize profit without considering who is profiting, who is being shut out, we will perpetrate this inequality, so we cannot stop at the criminal justice system, Ilhan Omar said. We must begin to work in dismantling the whole entire system of oppression wherever we find it. Then she goes on to say, according to documents and sources previously reported by investigative journalist David Steinberg, Congressman Omar married her own brother in order to defraud the U.S. Immigration Service. In fact, there's evidence mounting that Ilhan Omar isn't even her real name. So she has problems, folks. It's obvious. Democrat elected to the House of Representatives, of course. Democrat Ilhan Omar of Minnesota has all kinds of problems and issues. She has a lot of baggage, and she likes to point the finger at everyone else in Congress, likes to go on a tirade like AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Ilhan Omar is just on the opposite side there in Minnesota, and she likes to go to the House when she's in the House chambers and always start on the warpath anytime she's asked a question. Or she asks a question, or somebody asks her a question. Anytime she can get to do grandstanding, she does. And that's what she's good at. She has a big mouth, but a very useless congresswoman that has a big mouth. She's doing nothing for the good people of Minnesota. And in my humble personal opinion, she's embarrassing the Muslim establishment by running her mouth, not knowing what she's talking about, incompetent and incapable, and hopefully they'll get her out of office, vote her out of office this November, along with AOC and the rest of the members of the squad. But let's continue the article here and finish up real quick. Ilhan Omar refuses to answer questions about her fraudulent marriage to her brother and accuses anyone asking her is bigotry and Islamophobia. That's a typical Democratic move, by the way. You're a bigot, you're a homosexual, you're Islam, you have Islamophobia, on and on and on. The name calling starts. We can't have a debate about anything worthwhile without somebody on the other side of the aisle, the left side of the aisle, always complaining you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're this, you're that, you're Islamophobia, on and on and on. This is part of the problem. They don't want to communicate. They want to be heard but never be questioned as to their intentions. And so that's where the problem lies. They think that it's like do what I say, not what I do type of rules in life, and that's not what works in the real world. So, okay, I'll finish up this article here. In February, the Somali community leader came forward and confirmed Ilhan Omar married her own brother to get him papers to keep him in the U.S. Ilhan Omar came to the U.S. illegally and is now calling to overthrow the current system. Well, isn't that just dandy? You have somebody like that, somebody in Congress that used our own system, and because there's a large Muslim population in that area of Minnesota that she managed to get elected from and sent to the House of Representatives in Washington, D.C., she thinks she can do whatever the heck she wants. There's again, her being a part of the squad. Each and every member of the squad has an entitlement mentality. Do what I say, not what I do. And just take it, shut up and take it, and that type of environment and different things like that. They don't want to hear anybody question them. They just want you to shut up and do what they say, not what they do, and just go ahead and take whatever crap that they dish out. Don't say a word. Don't try to fight. Don't question. Don't do this or do that. And that's not the way reality is. And Ilhan Omar is illegal, as we all know, and she did marry her brother, which is a violation of the immigration law. Marrying your own brother, you're not supposed to do that. Not here. You can do that if you're in a Muslim country or something like that. The laws don't apply. But in the United States, baby, let me tell you, you marry your own brother, you marry your own sister, and you're related like that, brother to sister and sister to brother. Immigration, especially if you're trying to get into this country, immigration is going to get you. Immigration is going to slap you with a fine. Immigration could do a lot of things too. They could even, worst case scenario, which I doubt in her case, because she would start such a scene, they would not send her back. Unfortunately, she needs to be sent back. But again, immigration has a lot of powers to do a lot of things. So let me know what you think. That was the article, again, from thegatewaypundit.com. That's thegatewaypundit.com. That's today's article titled, Radical Democrat Ilhan Omar Calls for Dismantling of the U.S. Economy and Political Systems. This is Shockwave News Live. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. You can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/Shockwave News 1, and the main website, shockwavenews.com. And, of course, you can also find me on Spreaker.com/Shockwave News, and right here on Anchor, that's Anchor.fm, Anchor.fm/Shockwave News. This is Shockwave News Live, signing off. Take care and stay safe.